So one of the things we've been getting asked, and it's been really a big change since we started this 2016, is asset management has really changed, especially in the last 5 years. Traditionally, if you said asset management, people would think that's a finance. That's all finance. Finance does that. What's our cost? What's the depreciation values? How do we do it in finance? It is now becoming far more complex. It's not just a costing anymore. It's safety. It's aging infrastructure. You got the green initiatives. How much carbon is this piece of equipment putting out? If I switch this out to another thing, how many carbon neutral points am I getting? So it's really becoming far more complex. And it's not just what is the cost, it's my cost management. What equipment fails on me on a regular basis? Where do I need to improve all my data out there? My supply lines, or your supply line, well, ours too, are getting shorter and shorter. We have one of our customers, they ordered all their laptops, they ordered the docking stations. Docking stations couldn't come for 3 months, laptops didn't come with computer cords. So we ended up for 3 months trying to do 3 days of training in 3 hours of charge time on the existing laptops. It's just the way the world is going. And now you have to deal with not just your assets, but DER feeding back into your network. This one. So design and construct has really become a key part to the A&M system process. So it's really what's becoming a priority is getting the data in faster. So construction, it used to be field to construction to posted, 60, 90 days. Now people want that data real time. I'm sending this data to the field. You put it in the ground. You're getting ready to energize it. I need to know my AMS system. I need to have the finance costing. I need to have all this data to get these safety things done going forward. So, really, the design construction part of the asset management was really kind of a low priority. Go put it in the ground. We'll get it in the GIS. We'll get it into SAP and Maximo. It wasn't timely because we'll just make sure at the end of the year, come October, we'll pay our taxes on it. But it's now becoming, I need to know what is in that ground and what is energized the moment from you declare it's going to be an asset till the moment it is an asset. We now have utilities where it's an asset the moment it falls into your design. That is, gets an asset ID immediately before it's even gone through the process. So at this point, we're going to turn it over to the truly technical person, Sergey.
All right, so we tried this time not to bother you with just standard demo, but really focus on one specific topic, how you can, as a designer, collaborate with the field, and what kind of tool technologies available out there so you can really take the benefits and advantages of that close collaboration. And we have quite a few examples to share, so I'll be switching back and forth between being a designer, and then I'll play a few roles in a field. So I'll be designer in a field, I'll play a role of crew member, foreman, accepting the job, and that's the setup. So we have AUD running in the office, and it collaborates with the field maps through this case Esri ArcGIS Enterprise. I just want to set kind of the stage. So everything what we show as a workflow and steps actually enabled with the UDH integration with other mobile frameworks. So we use Esri field maps as an example, and but capabilities are very similar if you use with Lacana or other technologies. So we have integration built in. Yeah. So field maps is just as an example here. We're going to look at design container. You've heard it from Brian on Hydro One. It's a way to kind of collaborate, but for those non-technical, it's just collection of layers happen to be available in the field for share it with the field or for the rest of enterprise. So what you see, I'm now a designer. I'm on my workstation and I've started AUD, and you can see I'm connected to GIS. It's a live stream, so I can see my electric assets. And now I would use Utility Data Hub EIM just to navigate to my work order. And we work on this E1809384 today. So I'll see assigned work orders to me, and there's coming from Maximo or SAP, and I can just go to that location. Of course, I can see all the work order details, and my job today is to do design, extend the work in this area, basically a new subdivision. I know there's a crew in the field, and I will show the results, and their work in this area. And they also received the polygon with attached work order, so they can collect some data. And while they're in the field, I can do a really query that what's going on in the field. So I switch to Utility Data Hub for GIS and say, bring me field nodes. And if I select area of interest, it reads live feed from my mobile application, and it shows the details of what was captured in the field. And there may be multiple kind of details that important for designer, like certain construction, staking details, abstractions, or if you have high accuracy GPS receiver attached to iPad, you can capture location of your features. In this case, that's the range, and that's best range. So best range route, I can now convert features into AUD design. It's a layer in AUD, and I can just do conversion of those features in design. So I have actually completed this design, so I'll open design that was done just to make it easier for you. You've seen how great AUD and then drafting all the assets. And I want to show you results and how we can share design now data with the field. So we saw how data is coming from the field. Now we're going to send information back. And for that, we have these two things that I would point out. First of all, there is a work order polygon, and work order polygon, it's a work in progress. We typically create it in the beginning of the design, and it's published to the your design container, so it's available for end users so they can see. So once this, the way to do it, you just run the publish process, and it submits the design features, and now the entire design is published and available in design container. So if I look at the, right, this is my design dashboard. So now I'm in this diagram, you remember there was a middle design ArcGIS Enterprise that shows all the work that's going on in my organization. So as a administrator or team lead or reviewer, I can see all the design in different areas, and I can navigate and see what's going on in design E1809333. So it switches and it shows location. So just to better see it, I can turn off communication. So I have access to communication, utility network, gas network, turning it off. All right, so I was in design, created, drafted design, pressed a button, and now the view of my design with all features and attributes are available in that shared browser view. So most utilities, you'll have a system of engagement. Maybe it's ArcGIS or other web-based tool where you can see the maps. With what we're trying to show you is we can, and there is technology allows us to do to real-time publishing. So you can publish to layers in your portal, and the entire organization can see the design work and all the work that's going on. So I see my design features, and I see work locations. I can query, and actually I can do reviews and provide comments on all these elements. So you can see it gets highlighted. All right, and because it's shared in ArcGIS Enterprise, so we are not yet in GIS. It's not yet committed to GIS. It's available in a staged area, but it allows us to see it. Now I'm going to take a leap and go to field. So I'm playing the role of construction crew and foreman. Are you still with me? I'm just going back and forth between different screens. Right now, we publish design to ArcGIS Enterprise Portal, and now I can see the old design features. They are queryable. I can query, I can provide comments, and it allows me to publish the design job to the field. And we are talking about digital construction package. So it's not only just view of design features. You can see there are work locations and the material list. Everything is published from AUD to field. So I'm switching now back to my iPad, and I will be now receiving that information in a field. All right, so I'm running field maps. You can see this as a field maps. And I'll open my design. So I basically open the map. And there are two scenarios. It can be created as a package, and the package prepared on the server so you can use it offline. At this stage, I'm connected. I have a Wi-Fi or other LTE connection, so I can really see have a direct connection to ArcGIS portal, and I can see what was just published. So this is the published design, and you can see I have a work location, so I can query and look at the details of what to be constructed. So I really see the details about the job needs to be done. Also, because it is field maps allows me to capture and edit features. I can select a feature, in this case, this pad mount transformer, single phase, and I can edit that feature and press this button. So I can update attributes. And what is interesting, we provide way to really indicate if this is work done in a field. So if I'm reviewing, I can capture barcodes. So if I have my barcode scanner, if it's available, so I can scan barcodes. There's no handy barcodes here, but trust me, it is possible to capture barcode value. And if everything is done, I can update and say details about this feature to be kind of as-built, and that will require me to select as-built status. So in this case, I captured barcode, I updated attributes, and I can attach a photo, so update a point, capture photo. And that's basically, once I do it, it's available. Take a photo. Let me just do it. At least this will work. Okay, here we go. Use a photo. All right, so now this photo is attached. So I've done a real as-built of the job, and I just need to submit. And once I submit it, it really goes directly back to the portal. And as a designer, I immediately see the change. So that creates a new scenario, new ways of collaborating between the field and the construction. And so as being in the field, if I have a problem, I can actually present the problem, describe the problem, submit it back, and designer can review, or someone else in charge can see the change and react and update the map. In this map, what else? As I mentioned, there's lots of good information published as part of this design construction packet. So I switched to another location, and if I click on this work order, and the work order polygon, it has all additional documentation attached. So it's not only the kind of design CU material list, so I can click and open a list of materials. I can also review voltage drop analysis, all the great documents that can be generated, created in AUD on this specific work order. They're basically attachment to the work order polygon, and another kind of opportunity to, instead of creating construction packets and publish them in PDFs, field maps in this case allows us to use ways of attaching PDFs or actually creating, publishing design features with all relevant attributes, and allow to field crews and reviewers to access that information.
So, Sergey, even that's not in the live GIS, it's available to all the systems in the enterprise?
That's a very, very important point. And I'm going back to presentation. So we are right here. We use this design container to share information. So it's not yet propagated to GIS. GIS is a system of record. So it shows topology. That's what you currently have in a field that's energized. We are still in design work. It's being constructed. So one way of doing it is just not necessarily update GIS, but display it as an overlay layer. So you see your as-built GIS plus all the design work going on in this area. And once it's constructed and as-built data is collected, and that's where we collect those transactions and update combined set of transactions, design changes, as-built changes, funneled through the playback manager and update GIS.
I have 3 questions. The first one, this design container, is that just a hosted feature layer and portal?
That's correct. It can be hosted feature layer, it can be geodatabase with published services, or whatever technology is available. It is not in GIS, but it's a staged area for designs. Designs are there, published, ready for update to GIS, but not yet in GIS.
So in that case, the next 2 questions, because it's a hosted feature layer, we can modify the geometry, we can change the shape.
Yeah.
And we can add new features. Maybe something wasn't caught in the design. I got to mark something up, like a new service line that wasn't caught in design. I can add features.
Let me show you that.
Okay.
So now we have, we're going to switch to gas. You said you have a gas. So I'm opening my gas network demo, and we'll navigate to location. So this is interesting prototype. What you see is kind of live demo. Those thick lines, it's just symbology. They're supposed to represent dimensions, and I'll show you. They look really cool, but for some reason today they're shown as a thick line. So this is gas update. So there's existing lines and update. So if I look at the legend, you can see, so there's a as designed, and there's a you can distinguish distribution pipe as built, design, or as built. And we use different symbology. So the same symbol in this case, meter is white when it's designed, and as built, it becomes yellow. So that allows us to create 2 views in a field. One is as designed, and because we know construction sometimes it's not necessarily exactly on the same spot. And for gas, it's very important to use exact location in the field, how it was constructed. So in this prototype, what you can see, you'll see we have done field tests. So green line is the distribution pipe design. That's how it was designed. And then with the high accuracy GNSS receiver attached to iPad, crew team captured the exact location of the pipe. And you can see it's kind of looks good in many locations. And by the way, the distance is really minor. I have to zoom in, but if I measure distance, and between these 2 points, it's 0.2 feet. So it is really, really, really close. But again, high accuracy GPS receivers attached to iPad allow you to get the level of accuracy you need for your GIS. So let me show you a couple of more interesting capabilities that we added to field maps. And those capabilities added with Arcade script, which is natively supported by field maps. So you can see here, there is this is the plastic pipe. I'm trying to get the, elbow. And it's in a CAD. And these are different attributes, the model CU and all the model descriptions. But if that's the where the cap was captured in the field. And interesting part, you can see their CU model is not in the list of supported. So what we have done as an opportunity, when we published from AUD, we know based on the standards what valid CUs, what valid materials can be used at that location. And we publish it along with design. So what's happened in this case, designers selected field CU, and it is S2, while only allowed CU in this location, I can see this list, is PMFE45. So that basically creates opportunity when you do as-builting. At least you're getting immediate feedback. So you have a standard, and AUD works on a standard base. And we published to field design construction package with the features. And we also annotate these are available change parts. So if you're don't have it in a field, you can't just put any other material, whatever, incompatible. You have to use one of those that supported by your standards, and we communicate. And this is a message you get once if you install it incorrectly. So in order to rectify, I can just edit and change it back to that supported CU, and the message is gone. So it's basically the way to update, notify. All right, so I hope that makes sense. So as a result, with this, in this prototype, we provided a way of overlaying data as design data with captured as-built information. And all these changes now can be funneled directly to, where is it? Yes. From design as built from the field going into Playback Manager. So that way Playback Manager combines transactions coming from design updates to network, validated in the field with the design with as-built nodes. As a mapper, I see all the changes done in the field and in design, press button and update GIS. So that's a kind of a concept, and technology is there. We just need your support to implement. Pat?
And as a reminder, even though we're showing field maps, we've done this with Lemur, Locust View. I'm trying to think if we've done any other ones.
Field maps.
Field maps.
Yes. That's major 3, correct.
have you integrated it more for like our big ask in our areas where a designer can mark up and use it in AUD? Have y'all integrated it like that where they can bring it into AUD and then use it to design off of?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I started with.
Okay.
Data is collected in the field, but if I'm now you know how to
And
switch.
you can see the map, like you can still see the whole
Correct.
existing facilities. Okay.
Yes, that's the demo. So that's where I'm in AUD now, and I can see data is coming from the field. So all these points and this line, I can convert this line in AUD. This is so I can. Finally, I got it here. So this is design, and I can connect and update features coming from the field. So this is my way to get data that is captured in the field.
This would also be like if you had a tree and you had the tree model like Jim showed earlier,
Yeah.
you can convert that tree into the model, and now you would be able to go off it. If you go out in the field and say, oh, our water company lied to us, there is a water pipe right here, you can draw that polyline, and then we have a command that's redraw with existing geometry, and you would click on that polyline and it would convert into a water pipe. So now you can do an offset from that water pipe. So you'd have to do, convert the CAD feature into an AUD feature, then it's a model.
We've presented you quite a few ways of leveraging technology, and important part is these days technology allows you to capture very high accuracy data in a field and collaborate with designer at the same time. And in our diagrams, you saw the designer being in a field and in the office. It's the same person taking the mobile device, and executing workflow along with AUD. And if you look, basically, a typical view, we see the design, but design is not just AUD. Design workflow includes AUD being in office, and if for my design work, I'll do a lot of work in a field. I do staking, I do site conditions, checks, it's everything. So what we're trying to establish is a seamless workflow. So designer takes the device, don't think what it is without it, and it's connected in a way that I can collaborate, create features, or capture attributes and do as built in the field, and then bring in design or update GIS.